This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Couple of things. Whenever you are reporting something, whether it's a neighbor, a burglary, a UFO, one thing I want you to remember always to do, and take this from somebody who has been dealing with testimony for a long time, make sure you always look at your watch. Whenever you see something, just look at your watch, look at your clock, look at your phone. Get an idea of the time. That's all. There's nothing like, when did you see it? 4:53. Really? Yep. How do you know? I looked at my watch. Whenever something is of any note, an accident, a noise, just always get into the habit of what time was it? Because the time can be critical. Another thing, too, is I like when people tell the stories in the past, in the present tense. So I'm walking down the street, and I see this guy. I say, excuse me, you're walking down the street? No, you're not. You're right here in front of me. No. So I see this guy. Where? Where's the guy? I don't see him. No. I was. It doesn't really matter. By the by, today, the word, my favorite word, which people use far too often, is literally. And I literally was walking down the street. There's no reason for you to, as opposed to figuratively. Now, what we're talking about is people who were saying this. Let me see if I can paraphrase. On this particular date and time, at 4:53 a.m., I noticed something strange in the eastern sky. It's nothing I've ever seen. It wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't a drone. It didn't have colored lights. Nothing blinked. There was no pattern. You can always tell. There's always things floating around, but there's lights that blink. Believe it or not, most UFO craft that we know do not have runway lights or hazard lights. You know, the flashing ball so they don't run into something. It wasn't like anything I ever saw. It hovered, or as some people say, hoovered. It hoovered. It hovered for a while and then took off in a flash, east to west. And it was like it mimicked no aircraft, no helicopter, no plane, no jet. Nothing hovers except a helicopter. Nothing. Or a drone. And when the drone and the helicopter leave and exit, they are not able to take off that fast. And by the way, one of the things people always ask, they say, how could this possibly have someone in it? How can you fly at this particular direction, stop and make a hard right turn without there being damage due to G-forces? Well, who says there's anybody in there? There's another hypothesis that says that they create their own inertial bubble and that they're able to withstand the G-forces by virtue of how it's almost in this protective coating. There was another hypothesis that Philip Corso and other people advanced, whether it's true or not, I kind of like the idea, that when certain of these critters were to be actually locomoting about the space, they would be in a suit, a particular space suit or something, and some type of a wand or a headband or something that went around their head, which acted almost as a guidance system. And they would place their hands into what it would appear to be kind of like recessed, kind of injected, not metal or something, where their hands and their head almost completed a circuit, like a transistor, like a circuit where they thought where this craft goes. The flying saucer, by the way, was, as I think you've heard Kenneth Arnold brought that up, he didn't even say flying saucer. It was like saucers skipping over. The phrase was misused. When you are flying or moving and locomoting about in a non, how should I say this? In your own inertial bubble, using dimpled, what am I trying to say? Dimpled space-time, dimpled or divoted little drops to affect the space-time continuum, so that you are falling. It's almost like an acceleration. As hours, I don't want to gobbledygook this up, but the idea is that they don't travel the way we travel with something behind us pushing us forward. They travel using kind of a non-gravitic fall. They accelerate through falling. In any event, all of this changes the rules completely. And the question you have to ask is, do you know what would happen to the transportation world if per se, we could somehow figure this thing out? If we could figure a way to not you worry about, put it this way, you wouldn't have to worry about the Strait of Hormuz, you wouldn't have to worry about price per barrel of oil or anything. There would be jet fuel, would be a thing of the past. Jet fuel? What jet fuel? What are you talking about? Do you know how it would change everything? Not only that, as you know, Russia has a hypersonic missile and ballistic, a missile system that you just cannot see. You've got to see this. It's like watching a peregrine falcon hit something in midair. You if you blink, you'll miss it. What if this form of propulsion blows that away?